Hi, the JUICEman3941 coming back at you with episode 21 of the Gaming Roundtable, brought to you by Unpaid Gamers. That's right, Unpaid Gamers. We tell the truth, we show you the videos, we do gameplay, we do it all, and we don't get paid for it, so we can say whatever the hell we want. This is episode 21. It's titled EA and Epic. Fuck you. Yes, everybody knows now that it's all over YouTube. The EA and Epic went to some committee overseas and they were asked a lot of tough questions. All of them which were answered dishonestly and with no truth to them at all. Some of them even backpedaled and said some things that contradicted what they said earlier. You know, this committee, they're not stupid. So this cunt that works for EA, and she is a cunt, basically stated, and I quote, that we don't like to call loot boxes that, we call them surprise mechanics. And that's some bullshit there. First of all, you had no problem calling them loot boxes this entire time. In the past year, 2 years, 3 years that you've had them in your games. And this is a huge, huge problem and huge undertaking. And I can't believe that they decided to call them something different. That's incredible to me. Jim Sterling pointed out how they had no problem calling them loot boxes just, a year ago, and now you're telling me they're surprise mechanics. And this stupid fucking wench of a woman decides to go on here and compare them to LOL Surprise or Kinder Eggs or Hatchimals or whatever the hell, because you don't know what you're getting, and people like that stuff. Well, first of all, the difference between loot boxes, the slot machines that are in your game, that's what they're called, as Angry Joe said. They're slot machines. This is the issue I have with that. You pay one price for an LOL Surprise. It might be $6.99 at a Walmart or some shit. You can actually go online because these are limited things. They're sets. So you can go online and see that it's going to be one of these 6 or maybe 10 things that can come in there. It's not a million different things. It's only a few things. And that's the whole point about that. It has one entry price, and you get a toy out of it that you can keep and play with and have fun indefinitely with until you grow out of it. But then you can pass that toy on to somebody else, and so on and so forth, and it can basically give joy and love to whoever for one price, and that's it. Fuck you and your loot boxes, because they're not surprise mechanics. Once again, I have talked about this in an early video, how they don't really have any intrinsic value. I'm not going to drag that thing back through again. But let me tell you something. You stupid fucking idiots at EA. You can fuck yourself, because you're lying. You're lying to people, and now you're calling them surprise mechanics because you know that what you're doing is wrong. You know, when you came out with your FIFA team stuff, and you know some of the best players you can get out of those team packs are not a 1% chance, but a fucking like 0.1% chance. Like, you don't even make it really possible for anybody to fucking get anything out of that, right? And for you to try to sit there and say that and compare them to toys is ridiculous. If I pay $60 for your game and you have all these loot boxes and I got to earn them with in-game currency, but that takes so long of a grind to have any substantial amount of them that it's easier just to pay real money, and then you do these cool little flashing and bling, blah, blah, blah. It's a slot machine, okay? Number one. And they are gambling mechanics. Everybody knows it. You're just upset because you're really concerned about your loot boxes being passed on this Senate bill that's at the U.S. Senate and around the world, that you won't be able to whale in these people anymore, and you'll have to try to do something. You know what you'll have to do? You'll have to make a fucking good game. An actual, decent, good game. Same fucking company, by the way, said that nobody wants to play linear games no more. It's basically a dead game series. That's bullshit. If that was the case, then how come God of War was so successful? The latest God of War, the dad simulator kind of thing that people joke about it. But how come that single player no multiplayer game was so successful. How was Spider-Man, another single-player game, really successful, huh? How did the last 2 or 3 Wolfensteins that are completely single-player were highly successful? But EA says that nobody wants to play those. You can make no money off of them, and yet these games made money like crazy. Worst part about it, that EA brought 2 fucking idiots from Epic Games in. One of them actually said that when we asked about, Fortnite and this stuff, and he basically said, well, it's free to play. He actually said, we don't make money off of it. And the guy called him out on it. The guy at the committee called him out on it and basically was like, no, we know you make money. You don't just make a game and we know you make money off of it. He didn't specifically say people are buying cosmetics. He even did a report where he basically stated that that this guy paid £1,600. This one kid, he got into his uncle's credit card, whatever the hell, and did £1,600 in one day. And the guy at Epic said that he did not think, I'm pretty sure that's not the right number. I don't think it's even possible to spend that much money in a day on that game. It's not possible. Well, it is possible. Convert your pounds to American dollars. He probably bought the $100 pack that gives you all this stuff. Then he bought. It's completely possible for someone at Epic Games to completely say that it's free to play. We don't make any money off of it. It's been the #1 game for 2 fucking years. You got 200 million players. You're full of shit. And then they know you make money off of it. You couldn't even snow him. You couldn't lie to him. Blatant. And then the second guy that worked at Epic, when they asked what, don't you have like a demographic? That there's don't you have data to show how much is being bought, sold, whatever the hell? And they all basically said no. That's we have that data, but it's not something that we discuss because it's a highly commercialized, highly competitive thing, and we have to see we got to keep that secret. This happened at the committee. And he basically got called out again, like, you do have this data, like, we don't believe you. You know how many people are spending money on your loot boxes, not surprise mechanics. You all 3 played stupid on it. Okay, how is it highly competitive and you don't want to give out the information of how many people are buying your loot boxes, your MUT cards on Madden? Madden is the only football game you can buy. There is no competition. So don't try to play it like it's competitive. Yes, we have 10 different Battle Royale games. But Epic's Battle Royale is still more played than the others combined in total. It's like 3 times the amount of players than the entirety of every other Battle Royale put together. You have this data. These people at this committee just lied. What really just grinds my fucking shit, ladies and gentlemen. What really makes me mad is surprise mechanics. EA is changing. No, we consider them surprise mechanics, and you compared them to toys. No, they're not surprise mechanics. It's a fucking slot machine. You make a ton of money. You make $800 million off of the MUT cards in Madden. That's one game, folks. 800 million. Then why the fuck is Madden not free to play? Because you still get $60 out of everybody, and then you make 800 million. You are 200 million shy of $1 billion. You make more money than over 75% of the world's economic countries. That's crazy. And to sit there and say they're surprise mechanics, no, they're not. And for Epic to say, the guy, look it up, he literally says, we we don't make money off Battle Royale. What do you mean you don't make money off of it? Every company on the planet, at the end of the day, regardless of the propaganda, regardless of their, oh, we're good for the environment, we help employees and all that other bullshit, at the end of the day, it's always about the bottom line. It's always about the money. They sit there, the guy at Epic told him, we don't make money off of it. Are you fucking kidding me? Then how the fuck has it been going then for the last 2-3 years? How has people, there's these stories about people spending crazy money on it. And the guy even tried to dispute that. EA and Epic are so full of shit. I have never heard anything like this. Let me tell you something, folks. Let me tell you something that really is not mind-shattering, but let's just think about this for one minute. Here's a really good thought for you. If game companies, and I'm talking Activision, Ubisoft, EA, publishers, and developers, mainly the publishers, you go to E3, you show a product, you say, look how awesome it is, the game comes out months later, sometimes a year, and the game is not what it looked like at E3, such as the case with Watch Dogs, some shit with Destiny, and a bunch of other crap over the last 5 or 6 years, and all they have to do is make one statement. Well, we ran out of time, or we ran out of budget. We had to change a bunch of stuff because it happens. It's literally false advertisement. It's FCC regulated federal laws. You cannot false advertise, and they're the only industry in the entire world that gets away with lying, with bold-faced bullshit at E3, and the only reason they stopped making it public to the public is because it's just a one big shareholders thing. Look what we're going to make for you this week. Look what we got coming in the pipeline to make you money. And to sit there and lie to our face at E3, and then the game comes out and they don't get in trouble for false advertisement. Randy Pitchford took money out of fucking aliens thing that he got from Sega. A report finally made its way to the surface, and he put it in Borderlands after he lied over and over and over again about saying that he did not do that, he was not aware of that, he didn't pay himself, and he did all of that, and he's still in charge of the company. And then the cunt at EA sits there and says loot boxes are surprise mechanics. Surprise, motherfuckers. We give you some bullshit. Fuck you for saying that. And Epic Games to say we make no money off Fortnite, it's free to play. Like, the guy in the committee just basically looked at him like, you're an idiot. We know you make money off of it. We know you sell cosmetic stuff. For Epic to just say that, and for the same, another guy from Epic, there's two of them was there, the guy to sit there and say, it's too competitive of a market, we can't tell you that. Another thing, the guy asked him, what do you consider a frequent player then? And the guy says, well, someone that's played the game for 2 weeks to like a month, that's a frequent player. Okay, so after that month, they're no longer a frequent motherfucker. And when asked, what do you consider frequent, the guy actually, stupidly enough, looked at him and was like, I don't really understand, frequent. What do you mean you don't understand frequent? Everyone understands frequent. It means you play the shit out of it. That's what a frequent player is. Frequent player. They play it every day. I can't believe EA and Epic. I just can't. Boldly lying. They never get in trouble for this shit. And this wasn't even a trial, people. It was a committee hearing. That's all it was. They are scared. They are scared they're going to lose that market. Belgium banned loot boxes from EA's FIFA. They don't exist now. They're not in the game if you live in Belgium. Now think about this for a minute. And you know what EA's thinking about doing for FIFA 2020 when it comes out? They're talking about not releasing it in the countries that have banned their shit. They're not even going to release the motherfucker. So if they decide to do that, that's on the table. Like, okay, you're mad because you lost in court and they consider it gambling, and because even though $60 game, even though overseas it's the biggest selling game, it outsells everything because soccer, football is the sport, international sport, period, more popular than anything, and you're just not going to release the fucking game? Fuck you, EA. Fuck you for that, man. And I'm telling you, it really angers me. It angers me because I cannot believe that they just boldly lied. Loot boxes are not surprise mechanics. They are slot machines. And how many times do these, all of us, me with my 21 subscribers, Angry Joe with his 2.5 million subscribers, Jim Sterling with his millions, Yang Yao, that we have to keep talking about this. And what kills me is the fact that this shit's been going on for over a year and a half now, getting into the 2-year mark on these fucking loot boxes, you know, and it's just unbelievable. They're surprise mechanics, and you compare them to toys? No, they're not anything like that at all. Nothing. You get loot boxes, you barely get anything out of them. You barely get anything. And if you make and I've said this, oh my God, I've said this so many times. If you make the arbitrary grind to get a loot box absurdly long, pride and accomplishment, remember that? If you make it to where for me to earn 2 loot boxes takes 20 matches of something or whatever the hell, why the hell? But if I want 5 loot boxes, I can just drop $10 and get them right there. Yeah, that's an arbitrary grind. You set the grind yourself. You know it. If you made it easy, nobody would spend the money. Nobody would spend the money. If you got a loot box thrown at you every 10 minutes, nobody would fucking spend the money. That's why you make the grind shitty. And to call them surprise mechanics, you bitch. You're a bitch. You are you're just doing it because someone above you said, you better protect our shit. Unbelievable that they called them that. What's even worse is the fact that they called them, the fact that Epic literally had the audacity. I still can't get out. I've said this like 3 times already. They actually said, we don't make any money off Fortnite. It's free to play. Motherfucker, yeah, you do. Well, I cannot believe they even said that. Think about that. Even if you don't play Fortnite, think about that. Then how come the game is still around? How come it's got 250 million players? It is huge. Fortnite is on everything. It's on shirts. They even got water guns. Where I work at a retail store where it's the Fortnite guns, but they're water guns. There's the pinatas, the shit's on every fucking thing. There's figures, for the love of God, action figures, but you don't make any money off of it. No. Oh my God, what a fucking idiot. I can't believe these are the guys, folks, I don't play Fortnite because I don't particularly see anything good about it. I just don't. It's literally the same game mode over and over and over and over and over again. Drop down from a plane, kill everybody. Drop down from a plane, kill everybody. Drop down from a plane, kill everybody. Drop down from a plane and try to survive and try to kill everyone and get weapons, you know? I mean, even Ninja, the face of Fortnite, said in one of his rants about the game, when he got raped by a person who just waltzed over him and killed him, because, you know, Fortnite uses a bloom style mechanic. It rolls a dice roll to see if you hit someone with your gun or not. It's not. That's why people miss a lot with a sniper. Like, I know I was beating on them because it's a dice roll. It's a bloom effect. It's how they make their games. And he even said he would not even play the game if it wasn't free. There's a rant. Look up Ninja ranting about like getting angry or whatever, getting raped, and it's on there. He actually says that. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all, Like, I don't play the game. And I took a stand last year against these mechanics, and the year before, or whatever. Star Wars Battlefront 2 came out, and then I found out, like, I loaded up and seen this pay-to-win shit. I took it straight back to the store. I said, I'll pick it up again when they remove all of it. And lo and behold, months later, all of it was removed, and they had a sale digital, and I picked it up because I'm a Star Wars fan. No loot boxes. Hey, JUICEman, are you gonna buy Lord of the Rings, Shadow of War? You loved the first game. Why aren't you buying that one? Because of the fucking bullshit loot boxes. I have to grind for 200 hours to see the real ending of the game, and it comes in a loot box? No, I didn't. I said, fuck that game. Not buying it. They removed the shit, I'll buy it. They finally removed it. I got it for $10 digital. It's a fantastic game. I take stands. I will not give them my money. You don't get my money. Your game has loot boxes. Fuck your game. You don't get it. Now, I recently, because it was cheap, finally, after all this time, decided to buy Overwatch. Right? Yes, Overwatch has loot boxes. Okay? I knew that. But I can't take a stand against a game that I got digital. And I can delete it, but okay. Here was the thing about that. I had other people who were buying it. Thomas, I can't believe you still haven't bought Overwatch. How come you haven't bought Overwatch? The game is so much fun. I found out that Overwatch has a bot mode, and you can progress against bots. You don't have to play against people. That's what I play. I play against bots. It's really, I can get a lot of kills, and I can progress. I can get skins and shit out of loot boxes. It is cosmetic. But will I ever give them money for their loot boxes? Hell no. Not gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Won't happen. That's the one time that I caved, because everyone has talked so good about this game for so long and said, you gotta get it, and I just absolutely refused. But when, hey, the Legendary Edition was like $15, I was like, I gotta get it. You know, I mean, that's too good of a deal to pass on. Maybe I'll see what the hoopla is all about 2 years after the game came out, a year, whatever it has, how long it's been out. But as far as hard copies go, no, don't own that shit. And I'm telling you, I'm really disappointed. Black Ops 4, I got last year digital, $60, because Activision said, we're doing one $50 pass. We're doing one $50 pass, and there will be they said this, there will be zero microtransactions, no loot boxes, none of that's going to be in this game. And the game underperformed, and they put them back in, and that's a blatant lie. The Activision actually lied. They waited for a month, and you know what happened? When I loaded up my Black Ops 4 and I saw that shit, boom, deleted right off the hard drive. I deleted it not only from the hard drive, I deleted it off my list where it shows games that you have purchased, and it doesn't even show up my library of games purchased anymore. The shit is gone. It's out of sight, out of mind. You lied. EA lies about the surprise mechanics. Epic has lied. These people continuously lie. And almost like clockwork, most of the gaming community just buys the shit anyway. Because, if I'm a YouTuber, I got to buy the latest game to bitch about or like so that people, that's because everybody else is talking about it. Fuck, man, I'm still playing Evolve, for the love of God. I still have this as my talk background. But I'm telling you, EA and Epic, you can go fuck yourself. Because you're just lying to a committee. You're lying to people. You're lying to us gamers. Here's a thought. Make a good game. Don't worry. See, anymore, and I said this in a recent video, it's just a platform for making money. They're actually not making a video game anymore. You might see that there's controls and shooting and characters and music and a story and all this other stuff. No, it's bullshit. They are literally, all they're trying to do is make a platform, a fucking platform, to make money. That's it. How can we make them think they're playing a game? They're not. They're literally trying to force you to buy into their game, buy. And the worst part is, especially for sports titles like FIFA and 2K and all that other bullshit, Madden, the worst part is you might buy a $60 Madden and then spend $400 in freaking MUT cards. New Madden comes out every fucking 11 months. I gotta get the new one. Oh, I can't carry one thing over to the new game. Start all over. Buy more MUT cards. It's bullshit. It's complete and utter bullshit. I cannot believe that EA has a representative that literally said their surprise mechanics, we don't call them loot boxes. We called them loot boxes 6 months ago, but now they're not. Okay. And the fact that Epic has got these guys actually work for them. They're in the higher upper echelon. And you're trying to play stupid, like you don't know how many people play your game. And I still cannot get over it. He actually said, we don't make money off Fortnite. It's free to play. You literally just said you make no money off of it. That's bullshit, because you do. It's off all the other stuff. And you wouldn't even talk, and when asked, he wouldn't even talk about that. They act stupid. Look, players, it's astounding. It's astounding to me that they get away with it. That they get away with it. No company that's not the game industry, not one company outside of the game industry could get away with that. They would be all over everything. If Walmart said, hey, we don't outsource anything from overseas, they would be like, yeah, you do. Here's the proof. And now we got to put you in court because now you're saying this. And nobody could get away with it. Nobody. UPS, says, well, we're this or that. They would be in the press. They would have hearings. The shit would go down. Car companies have falsely advertised for years, and they're always called out on it. And they're always like, hey. Sean Murray was called out for lying. He lied about No Man's Sky. I love the game now, but when asked specifically, yes and no questions, is multiplayer going to be available at launch? And he said yes, with a shit-eating grin. It wasn't. And people go well, maybe that's what he intended to put in there, and it just didn't make it in time because they ran out of time, or they ran out of money. No, Sony backed them. They had plenty of time. That's garbage. He lied, and the game all but almost died. And then then a bunch of people came back when it became now what it is, which is a big space opera MMO. So, but my point is the gaming industry and the companies out there are the only companies that get away with false advertisement, that get away with lying, that get away with playing stupid. I mean, I look at these three people, and these people make more money than probably 1,000 people combined. Their resource, and yet they literally played they were they say stuff that is so asinine and stupid. You would think these are the most unintelligent people on the planet, and yet they're in positions of power. Incredible to me. Incredible that they can just lie like that, or change and manipulate and do what they do and get away with it. We can't let them get away with it, folks. We just can't let them get away with it. And it's just sad. It's just a sad day for when these companies have been getting away with it for so long, and now they're trying to flip the script and change what they're calling them, because they're worried that this bill's going to pass and they're not going to be able to keep making crazy sums of money. It's greed, for greed's sake. So anyway, sorry I got on my soapbox there, but it really is just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. Here's what I'm going to challenge you gamers out there to do. Don't buy the games, okay? Just don't. I don't care if your best friends or your 20 people you have on your friends list all are saying, hey, you know, you got to buy it, you know, blah, 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 blah. If it has those transactions, if it has that stuff in there, don't buy it. Just don't. Okay? Go against whatever. But don't buy it because, oh, well, everybody else is buying it. I don't want to feel left out. Don't just be left out, man. Just be left out. That's really the long and short of it. It's good to push back. You know, that's how you win. You don't buy that shit. You delete it off your hard. You do what you have to do. You know, it's one of the reasons that I like Monster Hunter genres so much, because they don't have that stuff. You earn everything, all your cool loot. You earn, you get, you keep. You fight the stuff. You make the stuff out of the stuff that you fought. It's a beautiful system, and like it just needs to stay. Or action RPGs. Why? Because the loot is abundant, and I don't have to buy anything. I can't buy loot in Diablo. I earn it. I get it from killing things, higher difficulties. It's worthwhile. The grind is worthwhile. I can play an hour Diablo and get way more out of it than I could ever out of anything like when Battlefront 2 had their crates and stuff. It's just unbelievable that they just lie like that. Anyway, this has been episode 21 of the Gaming Roundtable, brought to you by Unpaid Gamers. Please spread the word about Unpaid Gamers. Please hit the subscribe button. And as always, gamers, see you on the next episode of the Gaming Roundtable. And good gaming.